Hello. Happy Friday, everybody. It's Derek. It is time for more Parasite Eve. I am really excited. I hope everybody is excited. I hope everybody is staying hydrated. It is a rainy, gross day outside. So I hope everybody is able to get some fresh air, some sunshine, some good times. Wait, is this... That's what's going on. That's why. That's why my camera looks funky. There we go. Why does my camera look funky? There we go. Derek and Producer Grace. Producer Grace is not here. She's in the kitchen. She's away. It's Friday. It's Friday vibes. Wednesday she's over here working. Maybe Friday, not so much. Unfunk the camera. Hey, all right. Well, I'm gonna tell you what. I have been working my way through this Chrysler building. I think what I want to do, I want to give maybe a mini walkthrough of what I've been doing to get this. I'm 19 hours in, floor 40 on the Chrysler building. I have an old save. I wanted to kind of show what I did, some tips for Chrysler building. Really how you want to do it. Okay. Oh, is the game silent? Oh, that's because I forgot to bloop. There actually isn't any music until just now, so there we go. So at this point in the game, I believe I still have my equipment. I still have Cutie and Butt down there. The name of the game so the Chrysler building gets incredibly hard. Way harder than the actual game. So really, beating the Chrysler building is all about like min-max. It's all like maxing your shit out. It is like absolutely fun. Trying to max out everything you can, stats-wise. So the name of the game is you want to collect junk. Because if you collect 300 junk, then you can get weapons. You get choose any kind of weapon you want. Shotgun, handgun, machine gun, rocket launcher. I chose handgun. But the base stats for any of those weapons are higher than any weapon you find in the game. So you have to, in order to get to the end, you have to get one of those. So you need to get 300 junk and give it to the guy give it to your dude at the police station. And the best way to do that is you want to go to your bonus points down here. Now, this is an EX game, so naturally you play through the entire campaign once. At this point, I play through almost the rest of the campaign now twice. You should have a ton of bonus points. Dump them all into item capacity because this game actually has a lot of inventory issues. You need to collect 300 junk, and with 99 maximum capacity, there's unfortunately not 99 spots. It is 46 spots. At this point in the game, I have a bunch of crap I can't get rid of, unfortunately. So the most I can carry is 40. But 40 slots, 300 junk. What is that, like 7 or so visits? Not to mention there's a lot of enemies along the way here that will drop junk. So by the time you actually get to a decent part, this part of the game, this far enough into the game, you should have a bunch of junk. But really, getting the junk is really the name of the game. You have to get you got to get those stronger weapons. So the name of the game, get get far enough in the game, get your item capacity to 99, and then you need where we're going to farm is on the first few floors. The Chrysler building is set up in that it's 77 floors, and every 10 floors is like a new level. You get a new boss on the 10th floor. There's new enemies every 10 floors, and basically, every time you beat a boss, it wipes out everything beneath it. So if you get to floor 20, you will not have to deal. If you get to floor 20 and you beat that boss, you will never run into enemies anytime below that. You don't want to beat the first boss in the Chrysler building because you want enemies to appear within the first 10 floors of this area because we're gonna eventually get into a fight. Oh, here we go. This is actually perfect. We want to get into a fight in the first 10 floors because you can fight the crows And the crows, the little blue birds, they all drop junk. And not only that, in certain spots you can get 5 of them to spawn. And that way you can guarantee 5 junk per fight. So the dungeon is randomly generated, but you can kind of play the game in the sense that there are only certain rooms usually have certain enemy attacks. This room might be totally dry. These long, narrow ones that go north to south, these almost always have 5 crows in a fight. And actually, the Chrysler building, every single room, if you're gonna get attacked in the room, you're gonna get attacked right away. At the start of whenever you enter a new room, you will get attacked immediately. So for these rooms, this second line here, if I cross the second line, don't go into a fight, I know it's not good. So actually, this one's not cooperating with me. We want to find a vertical slice room like that, and we want to get a whole bunch of crows. That is really the name of the game here. You will find crows occasionally, amongst other. Oh, is the dead end? Is the dead end? Crows do show up sometimes, often in the first 10 floors here. But here we go. This one might not be crows though. We might have the bats in this one. Yeah, that's the bats. We don't want the bats. Bats are actually really, really annoying. I have my club equipped, and hopefully I will be able to explain to you why when I have your club equipped. I want to take care of this bat first, because they will make you go blind. That's a pain in the ass. Actually, at this point, it's not even worth my time to fight these fights, because I mean, I need all the inventory space. I need that inventory space, and enemies for a while. The Chrysler building is not a place to grind for experience. Really, if you need to get your level 99, do it at the museum. So really, there are certain fights that if they're not the fights we want, it's just worth running. It's not even worth the time. Oh, we might get some birds here. No, okay. It's two rats. You get 2 birds sometimes. But honestly, like right now, we are only trying to get junk. We are farming for junk. Not even necessary. It's not even worth our time. Oh, this is the next floor up. Okay, maybe the second floor here will be a little kinder to us. I want to get at least one goddamn fight. Get the fight. Once you can get a room that will reliably, you can find that vertical room, and it will reliably give you fights. You actually can load up on junk very quickly. It takes a second to wait for the game to cooperate here. Dead end. After a while, you kind of start to notice there's only like 20 or something types of rooms in the Chrysler building. There's 4 corners, 4 dead ends, 4 T-shapes, 4 special rooms, and then 2 straights. Do the math on that. I don't know. So this not worth our time. We don't care. Not worth it. Floors 60 and 70 dump a lot of experience on you. I have heard, apparently like I think somebody said in the comments earlier that the Chrysler building ramps up pretty quickly in difficulty. I've actually been rolling through floors pretty handily. I just beat the 4th boss, so I'm on the 40th floor now. And not a whole lot of challenge there so far. Oh, here we go. Hopefully we'll get into a fight though. Also, let's just was a good idea to reload. So the reason why I am this is the reason why you want to have the club. You can steal items. And so ideally when we get into a fight here, you get 10 birds, and that is 5 birds. they will all drop 5 pieces of junk when you beat them. You can also steal 5 more pieces of junk. So 300 junk does sound like a lot, but if you get the game to cooperate, it does go through pretty quickly. I found that the Chrysler building has been a solid podcast game. Oh, here we go. Put on like a podcast or I don't know, a TV show. Okay, well this is not optimal, but stole junk from 2. And we stole junk from, so you can get some junk from 1. Yes! Okay, cool. So we got 2 junk. So we'll be able to get 4 junk out of this. And also, like, at this point, I'm not even really, haven't done a whole lot of leveling. Most of the enemies can't even really hurt you. Like, that one did 6 damage, but like, let's see how fun. It's really not an issue with you being hurt much. There we go. That's 4 junk. And actually, where I'm at now, I only need about I think I only need 30 something. So. At this point in the game, you can go to the sewer in Chinatown and get the level 3 club. You don't want to get the level 3 club because the level 3 club is really strong, and sometimes it takes a couple of hits to steal. And with the level 3 club, you will kill them with the first shot, and you don't have any more chances to steal. You want to use the level 2 club. It's the Goldilocks club. Level 1 club is too weak and does not have any stealing. Level 2 is just strong enough and has stealing. Level 3 is too much. This level 4 club you actually get in the Chrysler building. Damn it. So we're hoping to get 5 pros here. We're only getting the 2, but that's still better than nothing. Oh, flying away. Damn it. Still junk. Sometimes they will drop medicine. Yes, you're actually being really lucky that they're not dropping medicine, which is just useless. That's the actual junk. No use to us at all. Oops. Only one pull for that. Pull for that. And 1, 2. So I mean, lucky to get 4 junk out of this. And a cure M, we don't care. Do not care about that. Oops. Stiffness? No, don't care. You have the Japanese version of Code Veronica. Oh, you guys talking about Code Veronica? Talking about Death Crimson in the chat. Hell yeah. I knew y'all were cool. So 8. We can only carry 40. We're just gonna do this, man. We're just gonna like. Hopefully, we will get the gang of 5 pros. Just one time on stream, I would like to get. How many people who played this game actually finished the Chrysler building? Less than 1%. Yeah, I mean, really, to beat the Chrysler building, it's like you have to play through the game. Oh, here we go. Bam! Twice. Oh, stole medicine 3. That was 3. Okay. 1. We got 1. Cool. Thank you. 1's got junk. 2. Missed 2. They're not even hurting me, so just take your time. 2 and got nothing. Sometimes you will kill them, and they won't even drop anything. Stole medicine 3. We don't want medicine 3s. I don't want. I've done 2. Did I do 3 already? Yeah. So let's do. Where's 4? Pay close attention to. You can see what all the targets get numbers. There we go. Come on, come on. But yeah, it's easy to lose. Crows here, but pay attention to the target numbers and you'll be able to one moment. Do what I wanted to. Switch that, and then we'll just take it all out. Ooh, man, that was... Did we only get 3 junk out of that? Looks like it. Oh, we got 4 junk, maybe? Yeah, this is... Medicine 3s are... They're nice to have, but they're basically useless. They're not what we're looking for. And I have a bunch of Medicine 3s already back at the... in my box back at the police station, so... So, 19. So this is really the name of the game. I was hoping this would go a little faster. Sometimes it is faster, and sometimes it's not. But basically, yeah, to finish the Chrysler building takes so much work. You have to beat the game, and then, you know, you get to keep 1 armor and 1 gun with you. And then you basically have to play all the way up into the museum. You basically play until basically you beat the T-Rex, and then you don't go upstairs and play and fight Eve again. Because if you can fight the T-Rex in the museum and still leave, but once you fight Eve in the museum, it whisks you away to the boat, and it takes you out of Manhattan. You're no longer able to go anywhere. And then even then, I mean, even though like I've been doing pretty all right, I've been going through the floors here with pretty good ease. You know, it is still taking me like, I think my other game is 19 hours. So this is really a second dungeon that you just have to really like Parasite Eve if you want to if you ever want to do it. But apparently you get the true ending with this, and for the amount of times I played this game, I've never gotten the this true ending, so that's why I'm going through it. It's a bit of a slog, but you didn't see this too often in PlayStation games. I feel like randomly generating dungeons like this, and this game is kind of so very loot focused. Two, what do you got? Oh, come on, 2. Come on, 2. Give me that junk. Give me that junk. Got that junk from 2. Get that junk from 1. Out of my way, rat. 1. Yes, nice. Not bad. You know what? Let's heal. Why not? This feels like Persona, the prototype of Persona 3. I don't know a whole lot about the Persona games. Nice. I was watching Grace play Persona 5, and she was doing the like Phantom Zone stuff when she was driving around in her Scooby-Doo mobile, and doing a bunch of side missions with that, and that seemed kind of fun. You're having more luck with that right now, with this not optimal fight. 24. I have 6 items in my inventory, so 24 total is actually only 18 junk. Man, this is just not cooperating. Come on. Come on, 2. Nice. You got 1. I always like to start with the club because it takes a whole turn to switch weapons. Then again, you get hit a lot more. I don't know. It might be worth breaking out the stopwatch and doing some math. It actually is faster to take out the rats here and then spend a turn to switch to your billy club. Tokyo Mirage Session is kind of a beta Persona 5. It's definitely, this game came out in 98, right? I mean, a dungeon like this in a game, like, this is kind of I guess I'm not a huge authority on JRPGs, but I do feel like the Chrysler Building is kind of a revolutionary. It was definitely a rare thing for its time, you know? An untested Dreamcast keyboard for 30 bucks. That might be worth it. They're kind of expensive. But then again, you're really only buying a Dreamcast keyboard. I mean, really you're buying it for, like, Typing of the Dead, which you can get Typing of the Dead Overkill on Steam. Typing of the Dead Dreamcast is basically House of the Dead 2. When I'm trying to describe Persona 3 to my brother, I said, the game plays more like a JRPG Diablo 1, except floor progression is in reverse. You know, Persona 3, I didn't really... The Persona games were not on my radar until Persona 4. And I only knew Persona 3 as that game where, like, you shoot yourself in the head to summon your personas. And that always just kind of bothered me. That's kind of bugged me. Let's start with 1. Oh, come on. Yes. 2. Come on, 2. Stole that junk. Oh, here we go. Where's 3? Yeah, come on, number 3. Come on, number 3. Come on, number 3. That is why you don't want to have the stronger Billy Club. Because sometimes. Nice. Have 5. Come on, 5. Come on, 5. Give me that junk. Yeah. Outstanding. Club these dudes. So I think we might get 9. Oh, we got 8 out of that. It's actually faster like this. We'll sort that later. Persona 3 is weird. You only have one real location to traverse. It's just the tower. Really? That actually sounds kind of cool. If that's actually how that game is set up. Oh, did I actually choose exit instead of actually wrapping those up? Oh, okay. Well, anyway. You do this, and sometimes it's faster than other times. It's just sort of like how, that's how I got to where I'm at right now. Because I was hoping that would go a little faster, so I could get it on stream. I could get it on video, but that's how it goes sometimes. Also, I have a pen. The level started getting big enough that I was actually taking maps. I was taking notes because I think as you move up the Chrysler Building, the kind of like the longitude and latitude, they get bigger and bigger. I think as you go up. And I found at least one area where I was in a circle. You don't see too many randomly generated levels of the Chrysler Building that go in a circle. I was having trouble finding my way. All right. I used Notebook for The Witness. Yeah, I played The Witness for a little bit, and it seemed really cool. But I heard that like that game gets really, 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 really crazy. So here I am. I'm a much more higher level. Check out my weapon. This is the weapon that I got from Wayne. The base on it is 123. Like the 123 base is was more than my other gun was with the 100 extra bullshit. It was nuts. I think I've actually poured I don't think I had 100 plus into the into my attack. And one cool thing about this gun, it has 8 slots here for tons of upgrades. I'm waiting to start getting too crazy with my upgrades. I'm waiting until I can get a better armor, because so all right. The way this game works with the tools and the super tools is you can use a tool to move either all of your plus stats there, or one a perk here. But when you do that, it junks the entire gun. You have to choose: do you want to take all this stuff in the plus column, or do you want to take one of these two things? A really rare, the super tool lets you just take shit off of guns all you want, but they're really rare. However, Wayne is an avid collector of baseball cards or gun cards, and these are, I think, only available in the Chrysler building. And if you find, I believe, all 10 of them, which I haven't actually put them in here yet. Let's see, where am I at? This is all the junk that I have now. Those are normal trading cards. Up there, we need these trading cards. When you hand in all of these, you basically get unlimited super tools to let you just absolutely junk everything you have and throw all of the points you can possibly do into all of your shit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I think I need like 3 more. And then I'll be able to like tune up, you know. Like this gun right here. I want to take this first so I can, always have the first attack. But also, man, attack in range would be nice. And honestly, I want to get rid of that number 2 so I can a times 2 so I can have a times 3. I do have enough super tools to kind of rip all this apart, but I have a handful of guns. Like you can take this explosive shotgun, and I believe there's also let's rapid fire shoot 10. That's probably a waste of bullets. Oh, this has ice on it. That's attack up. I think that is poison. That is fire. I think later in the game, at the top of the Chrysler building, there's acid, which is even better. Like that's like the strongest status effect. And so I'm waiting until I can get all the cards, because really, as I've been led to believe, the only way that you have any chance of beating the last few dozen floors of the Chrysler building is if you max out completely. I've also heard that you want to get yourself to level 99, and once you cross, I'm level 36, and like level 36 and 35 and 34, like the next levels, it's like you need like hundreds of thousands of experience, which isn't too much of a grind to do that in the museum. But once you get over this level of 36, maybe 37, then another level up is only like 4,000. So the last like 70 or last like 60 something levels to get to 99 are like stupid easy. But this way you don't accidentally do it, I guess, before you would play the normal game. Acid in the Chrysler building. I thought business now were more into cocaine. This is the 90s. This isn't the 80s, so. I wonder which is worse, grinding the Chrysler building or grinding the ultimate weapon when you have cleared all the worlds in Kingdom Hearts, so you need to grind in rooms that only drop like 3 parts. I found that, again, it's hard to find. It's hard to really like grind in this game, either for levels or for junk to farm, just because you can't always depend on getting random battles. So you can like there are fights in the museum that will give you like 10 or 20,000, or is it only 2,000? I forget. There are fights in the museum that will give you a lot of experience. Finding those fights can be a real pain in the ass. All right, forward to the floor. So basically, how I've been doing this since once you beat the boss, it removes all of the enemies. I've been going through floors, and then just like making sure. What if I find either the floor, the stairs up, or the loot room, whichever I find first. And if I miss a loot room, which is how we are going to get our trading cards and such, I just come back for it later when all the enemies are gone. Right now there is no music, because there's also no enemies. I beat the boss, and it's just, this is why it's a good podcast game. The random encounters in this game really are not great. I think I read a guide that the random encounters decrease more fights you get into until you leave the area and reset. I've actually found that not to be true. I think they just start to taper off. Because early in the game I was running into a problem where I was running out of ammo, and there's a really solid fight at the beginning of the Central Park, and you can get into a fight with like 5 snakes, and they each drop like 6 or 10 ammo apiece. So I was trying to grind back and forth to that fight and get a lot of ammo, and it just wasn't going. I think I had it like twice. So that kind of sucked. But if you can get into fights consistently in the museum, you will level up pretty quickly. Or maybe you get into fights, you know, on like the 60th and 70th floors. Here is where the boss fight was. And now we're going up. But I guess the difficulty jumps here around 40, maybe 50, maybe 60. We'll see what floor. I haven't actually done this one yet. So far, the Chrysler building has not been a good place to grind for experience. Where does this song appear in the game? Oh shit, on the loot room. That was fast. Oh man, there can be up to 5 boxes in here. Oh, monster. Only 2 is actually pretty low. And also that one of them is a monster. This is actually a pretty weak loot experience there. They drop a revive every time, which is pretty cool, but I haven't found that I needed them. Ooh. Another first. Shit. Yeah. This song's back in the subway area? And that's the only area? Okay. Thankfully, they give you a different song every 10 floors. Not a lot of experience happening here. Medicine 2s are, even right now, still like just useless. Useless to me. I have a Parasite Energy Heal 3 is 280, and a Medicine 2 is only 90 HP, which just takes up space. Oh shoot, dead end. Okay, so I need to go to the T and take a left then. The parrot enemy only shows up in that one room in the concert hall. No, I think the parrot shows up in the museum. Right? But basically everything gets reused in this dungeon. It really, this dungeon is totally just like slapped together from old parts, you know. It's kind of fun. It's a fun way to like revisit the old, you know, all the old bosses again. I think the last boss I did was the subway boss. Yeah, before that, at one point you fight a boss in the Chrysler building that is the like electrical alligator thing from the sewer, but you fight 2 of them, so it kind of feels like a brawler or like a boss becomes a normal-ish enemy. Except it's blue now instead of red. Well, I know, but it's still the same thing. Yeah, the dungeon variety is basically an all-star cast with all the enemies. Oh, here we go. Well, that was a really easy floor. All right, that was 41. We're on 42. And really, all you're looking for is the loot room. That's kind of the most important thing. The staircase up or the loot room. The loot room is always going to be on a left to right, and the stairs are always going to be on an up and down. Or really, the stairs are always going to be, you enter it from down, from the south. So sometimes you go like this, you get in a situation where at a T, if you can, is this a dead end? Yeah. It's good to check the left and rights of a T piece, because there could be a loot room there. Or an elevator, but we don't. The elevators are useless to us until we beat the boss on this section of 10 floors. There's a group of floors. We have not gotten into a lot of fights, which is kind of shocking. Holy shit, man! A loot room on this, on like the normal path. With 5? Holy crap. Offense +1. One of these is probably going to be a monster. Oh, a rocket. That was a waste. Range. Cool. Give me a card. Normal tool. I have so many normal tools now. Ooh. Base armor is 52, 57, 37. I've been keeping track of that. I think the... No, I have way better armor than that. Okay, cool. Never mind. What are those power-ups? Cures. Use cures to remove status effects. No, it's not really useful to us. Always important to remember to reload. And we're gonna toss this on the pool. Just toss it on the pile. This is a sequel to a book. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. They often talk about it, an incident in Japan. And that is referring to the book. Oh, these guys look like a Blaster Master boss. Always liked them. Oh, thank you for the follow. But really, getting into fights, even on this floor, I guess I didn't know what to expect. But it looks like this floor is probably going to be a pushover, so we're going to probably just go on until we hit the... Should be pretty smooth sailing until we hit the boss. It'd really suck if you died at the boss, because then you would have to redo all the floors again. I guess you could leave with all of the... knowing that you have all the loot. But every time you leave the... oh, we should be going up, because we're looking for an exit. Every time you leave... If you leave the Chrysler building ever, and for any reason, it will reset all of the levels. Hey, look at that. Good instincts. We are looking for the up, so we want to be heading, like, north any chance we get. Looking for the loot rooms, we want to be heading east to west any chance we get. Okay, so we are 43 now. Also, I stopped writing down what floor I was on because I was like, I can figure it out. It's only 10. You will forget. You'll get to like, you know, the 5 or the 6 or the 7 of your stack of 10, and you'll just totally forget. Though it is worrying me that like I'm not killing these enemies like in one hit. I'm saving my bonus points though, so I have 5,100 bonus points. That actually means I have 51 bonuses that I can put into anything. Any of these, I can just dump 51. Every 100 bonus points is a thing. So I could, you know, I could bump this to a plus 200 if I wanted to. But I'm gonna wait on that because I can also do it to your armor. It's really fun. I don't know that there are a lot of games for like consoles that had kind of this almost like Diablo-esque style, like, you know, of like stats and loot and stuff like that. It's kind of fun. It feels like Borderlands too. And if they did, there wasn't, you know, guns and armor, like Kevlar jackets and stuff like that. You know what? I'm about ready for a heal. And the way this game works, your parasite energy will always just fill up over time. How Parasite Eve 2 was brought to Europe, but not the first one is beyond me. That is my my theory of why people really like Parasite Eve 2. Because I think a lot of people that like Parasite Eve 2 didn't play the first one. Why are you talking about hentai, man? Come on. What's going on? But I really do think that, yeah, the PAL region missed out by not getting Parasite Eve 1. I think this game's a classic. It's crazy, too, because Parasite Eve 1 was... Well, Parasite Eve 2 was a much more direct... Damn, no problem finding these loot rooms. Parasite Eve 2 was a very direct ripoff of Resident Evil. But this was still a really fun riff on Resident Evil. Damn, really? New York is better than a desert setting. I mean, deserts can be fun, but I thought that particular desert setting was fucking weak. Only 30 ammo? Didn't even give me a revive? What a waste. Oh my gosh. Got robbed. Wow. Wow. 190. Did they take a percentage of health from you? Is that why that seems so much? Yeah, let's fucking give me a revive at least. PE1 way better than PE2 by far. I don't know, man. My comment section on the video I did all those years ago, it's just full of people who just cannot believe I don't like this second game. I don't know. I think we can all agree that the third one is like a... What the fuck? What the hell? What the H? What the fucking H? Well, that was a nice, straightforward... floor? Wow, okay. 44. Moving. Cooking. I had such a hard time finding all the loot rooms on the 30 floors, on the 30s. These 40s have been very, very kind. Ooh. Yeah, sometimes you get attacked right as you enter the room. almost maxed out on ammo, which is crazy because I was actually struggling with ammo early on. We've been easy to find the loot room, so we've been getting these monsters. Well, take your hit. Yeah. Plenty of revives though. I get that a lot of games where I don't like the sequel or prequel for some reason. Everyone on the internet piles on me. I think really the people that don't like certain games, they don't click on the videos. People that like Parasite Eve click on Parasite Eve videos. I just thought there'd be more people that didn't like the second one, but I guess I was wrong. Like I did a video a while ago about Hexen 64, and it's not a very good game. It's all right. And then but all the comments on that are just like, how could you shit on Hexen 64? This game's great, blah, 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 blah. And then I realized, oh yeah, anybody who's searching for Hexen 64 is going to click on a video for Hexen 64, probably likes Hexen 64. So that was my mistake. Or I shouldn't have been so surprised, I suppose. Not a mistake. I don't take it back, but... However, for third birthday, I think everybody agrees. Like, PS1 era SquareSoft sound effects. Yeah. Like, it's just that stuff right there. Good shit. Playing a lot of Resident Evil 4 lately, and God, all the sound effects in that game are great. This is where it came from, right? Like going through the menu and organizing your shit. Sound effects in that game are amazing. It's a small thing too. I don't know if a lot of people really pay attention to that type of stuff. Like Resident Evil 1 and 2 have like door opening sound effects, and I've heard those door opening sound effects in like movies and television shows, and it always takes me out. Or like GoldenEye on N64 has a lot of like standard stock kind of gun noises, with the reload and picking up ammo, and a lot of sound effects in GoldenEye I think were taken from like public domain libraries or something, because I hear them all the time in like YouTube videos and stuff. Like it's like they must be like public domain, like sound of metal, you know. Oh, make Derek exercise? Sure. Oh, hold on. Let me finish this fight. Ooh, big old scorpion. Great thing is I have a pistol with the range of a rifle, so I don't gotta go near that thing. Plus 30. Doom was mostly public domain sounds too. Yeah, there's a couple of sound effects I hear all the time. Oh, sorry, I gotta make the exercise. No. Still doing my cool. I got a heavy rod.
Yeah, you do.
So I'll do 1. Grace is here, by the way. 2, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can also, other fun things, go straight out like this. Something, man, just get a big old heavy bar. That's all you need sometimes. It is just a 10-pound bar. There are other bars you can get that are heavier. I was hoping to get them, but it's kind of hard to find exercise equipment during this pandemic. Doom was public domain and ripoffs of popular metal songs. Yeah, man. I played Doom before I listened to Pantera, and then listening to Pantera is like half of Pantera songs from I think Vulgar Display of Power. Yeah, Vulgar Display has like 3 or 4 songs from Vulgar Display of Power that are like absolutely this ripped off completely. And Alice in Chains, and I think like even the opening the opening like Doom riff is basically Master of Puppets by Metallica. The E1 M1 is Master of Puppets, yeah. And then I think it's Barrels of Fun and Doom 2 is Them Bones by Alice in Chains. But the first track off of Vulgar Display of Power, though I think the riff that Dimebag wrote is a little like kind of melodically more dissonant. Oh shit! I think I've lost my direction now. But I feel like those guys, you know, if you think about the id team and kind of like Mouth of War, that was another one. Yeah. I was on a big Pantera, like, I was listening to like a ton of Pantera like a couple months ago. The Stop Skeletons from Fighting YouTube page, I was suddenly like, all the recommendations were just like 90s metal and Pantera shit. And Grace was Grace was so upset. Like, oh, how come all the recommendations are Pantera? Because they fucking rock, Grace. They rule. Boots up, 32X Doom. Hey, where are my metal ripoffs? That's just like Pantera, but nothing but all farts. Farts beyond driven is what that is. All right, 45. We are halfway there, man. Ooh. Doom Eternal. I need to get back to Doom Eternal. I bounced off of Doom Eternal. Now the DLC is out. It's too bad that Doom 16 didn't get any kind of cool DLC. It's all multiplayer stuff. Which actually the multiplayer in Doom 16 is great, but I think I think most people would have rather had another episode to play. Never got into Pantera. Well, they hold up. Like, that shit's old, but like that stuff absolutely holds up. In a way that I feel like kind of like new metal. I mean, Terry Date, who produced all of Pantera's albums, produced Limp Bizkit's albums, for better or for worse. So the great thing about Pantera is if you really like extreme metal, or if you just want something kind of hard and aggressive, it really, like, you know, people that are into real like metal and death metal shit, and also people that are like into Linkin Park, you know, or Limp Bizkit. They both have something. Pantera sits right, the perfect Venn diagram. Just about anybody can appreciate them. Daniel Tidwell is really cool. Daniel Tidwell, years and years ago at MagFest, gave me a copy of his CD, and I still have it. And the other day, I was on Spotify just doing my random stuff. Ooh, didn't find any loot room there. Daniel Tidwell's cover of the Law and Order theme popped up out of nowhere. I guess I've listened to his stuff on Spotify enough that like New Music Friday. Oh, you care about this, and I did, but it was just kind of shocking. Linkin Park is my entire music for the last 2 years. I mean, rest in peace to Chester, man. Hybrid Theory and Meteor still slap. Oh yeah, Hybrid Theory's like, yeah, anniversary just happened, and they put a big, I saw that. It was a gigantic song dump, including a bunch of like unreleased demos and stuff. And yeah, I should check that out. Actually, earlier today, Grace and I were running some errands, and we just started singing. Oh, Linkin Park was just in my head this morning. That's what it was. My ADHD presents itself sometimes as music randomly just pops in my head. The craziest, weirdest music will just get stuck in my head. And Linkin Park got stuck in my head. And I was like, let's listen to Linkin Park. And we did.
Turns out we both remember the rap. No.
Yeah. I knew a little more of in the end than you did. But that it's still been a while. Daniel Tidwell made an awesome cover of Marble Zone. I'm sure he did. I would believe it. Version of the Sonic the Hedgehog Marble Zone theme. That's two people talking about the Marble Zone theme from Daniel Tidwell. Good for Danny. I call him Danny, even though I don't know him. Don't feed the dog spices? Oh, okay. What does it smell?
His ears go back.
We're on level 46. I think it's a dead end, right? Yeah, the vent right there. The demos are really cool to hear. Yeah, I bet. I don't know what that band's gonna be without Chester, because I think I was big enough into Linkin Park at the time that if you listen to some of their stuff, like their pre-Chester stuff, it was like not so good. And even like Fort Minor was you know, I think he really was a sort of a glue that kind of like elevated. That really was the final piece that elevated that band, and it's a goddamn tragedy that he passed, and especially the way he passed. And I definitely admire the band for like taking some time to really understand like what do you even do anymore. But I don't know if they're gonna have another singer. I guess I'm not really following Linkin Park anymore. To be honest, like they came out when I was like in high school, and then by the time like Minutes to Midnight, I was like in college, and I kind of moved on from that type of music. Did I backtrack? I forget if I'm actually backtracking now. I think I'm up. I should maybe start making maps, because I feel like I'm completely lost. Shit, I did. Okay. Earlier, I thought that I had gone the wrong way, so I turned around, and I should not have done that. Do crows appear in higher levels just below 10? So far, I think they only appear in the group of 10. Is this professional speedrunning? This is professional anything. I don't know where you're getting that idea. I hate to break it to you. Professionally bad at shit. That's what this is. That's Uncle Derek. Professionally dumb. Oh, I do have a professionally cute dog. He's just outside of the camera here. Oh, Launchpad. Come here, buddy. No. Hold on. Let's do a dog break. Come here. How about this professionally good ass dog right here?
He's so cute.
Yeah. How you doing, bud? Yeah.
You just saw a big dog outside.
Did he bark at the big dog, or is he?
Yeah, they both barked at each
okay.
other, but then we calmed them down and they just stared at each
That's
other.
good.
It was really good.
He's 100% dog. Professional dog. His name is Launchpad. His name is Launchpad Good Boy Best Dog. wish this game came out on the Dreamcast so you could have played it on the fishing rod. There's a PlayStation fishing rod. Girl, don't tempt me. You know I got... A friend of mine from Alaska, actually, an old buddy of mine, sent me a PlayStation fishing rod. And you can play, I think, Breath of Fire 3 and 4, or one of them. You can play... Oh, is he bringing toys in? Oh. But you can play the fishing minigame in Breath of Fire with the fishing reel. With the PlayStation 1 fishing rod. And actually, I'm playing this on the PS3 because my disc 1 of this is cracked and broken. Otherwise, I would be playing this on a PlayStation. I could absolutely have gotten my fishing reel. Unfortunately, that disc split itself right down in the middle. Hell yeah! So far, I've only missed one loot room. Ooh, 4. Tools, pretty cool. What is that? Counterattack. Ooh. Counterattack and first. Got half a mind to junk both these right now. So 1 for attack and 1 for bullets is like not that great. 2 for bullets, 1 for range. I don't know. Oops. But I'm trying to get the trading cards so I can get unlimited super tools. Ooh, offense +1. Yeah, and no bad guys. Now there's a dog chewing on a squeaky toy. I don't know if that's picking up on the mic. And how is this new base is 62, 60, 65, 62, 45. Oops. Holy shit, that's way better. Damn. And more item capacity, which I don't really need. I don't know if I really need this resist darkness too. It's not really important. And I have tools. I could junk it right now, but I think I'll wait. So far it's been just not too challenging. And I do know that there is another armor you get that has like 7, 8 like free slots for perks. Since you're on PS3, I can use the Guitar Hero controller. I could. I don't have a Guitar Hero controller, so yeah, that is true. I could. If I had a Move controller, I could maybe use. I have the like SOCOM Killzone 3 gun thing. If I could play this game with that. Oh, I have a converter for PS2, so I could actually hook up my Resident Evil 4 chainsaw to this. Sweet! 46 down. 47, all right. Kind of like this song. How far into this game? Near the end. This is the extra dungeon after you. This is the New Game Plus dungeon, and I'm on floor 47 of 77. Probably could be running from these things. It's really not worth my time. Am I gonna play more jank horror games till the end of the month? I might just play jank horror games like forever. I feel like the Halloween season is gonna stretch into November for me. Holy dude! You serious? We got SARS. I don't want to get SARS. And a tool. Come on, give me a trading card. Fuck yeah! That's 10 now. It's like 10 or 12 I think you need to get unlimited super tools. Now we're get flight upstairs, man. Sweet! This is actually going very well. I feel like I spent way more time on the 30s. So we're at 48, which means the next oh no, yeah, no, we have 2 more. Sorry, yeah, 39, and then 50 will be the boss. My mistake. Whoa, 2 toads. Oh boy. Good. Can you recommend some titles? Oh yeah, sure. I might have them. Your name is Venom Ryu. I thought it said Venmo. I thought your name said Venmo Ryu. Ryu doesn't have a Venmo account. He's wandering around, getting into fights, training. You can also stream games from the PS3 to a PSP and play PSP 1. Yeah, I think I need to do that, so that Grace has a chance to play some more Parasite Eve. So I've been hogging it. That's the elevator. I have not been paying attention to where I'm going. I just kind of got so excited that we were almost finished. I'm just running. Solution: get a second PS3. That is one solution, but I already have a PSP. That is a solution, but I have a solution that doesn't cost us any money. But I've only had a PSP for a little bit. I'm not super familiar with how it all works. But I would be excited to have. This is totally the type of thing. This dungeon's what you need on the go. You know. You can't stream from a PSP 2 to PS2. You can't stream from PSP to PS3. Oh shit. Ooh. Oh, that's 11 trading cards now. Every time I see PE, I just think physical education. Ooh. Range plus 30. Well now. Dude. Should I just junk this right now? Or is this actually really, really strong? And maybe worth... Hold on. Nope. This is actually stronger. And also, like, rocket launchers shoot really slow. So I might just want to junk it right now. And... Oh, you know what I want to do? I got a super tool. I think I'm going to take... I want that first. Ooh, also, you know, I should reload. So I'm going to use this. I want that quick draw. Use a super tool so it doesn't... Yeah, it doesn't junk the gun. Sword, that's what I'm looking for. Yeah, 4 revives. Oh, that's what I need. Yeah, this is really big. But I wonder if I have a couple of duplicates. I don't know if you need to get like I think I have 11 total, but I think I have a couple duplicate cards. That came from the left. So we're looking for 49. They have a dark review in one of those Street Fighters, right? They have evil review and violent Ken, right? Those are the two. And Super Goki or something like that. What's really fun is looking at the Tekken franchise and how many devils and angels and evils, you know, evil Jin, super ogre, evil Heihachi, you know. Tekken really embraced its dumb, I think, in maybe a better way than Street Fighter did. I played Tekken 7. I downloaded Tekken 7 off of Game Pass, and the amount of characters, my God. Oh, I got a fun question. I don't know if anybody... I was watching a video about Dragon Ball Z fighting games on PS2, and I think someone said that, like, Budokai Sentai or whatever, there's the Budokai games, and then, like, a different Budokai. Tenkaichi, I don't know. But like the third one of those, Tenkaichi, is that what it is? Okay, yeah. Yeah, Budokai Tenkaichi, doesn't Budokai Tenkaichi have like 160 characters in it? Has like every Dragon Ball Z, every Dragon Ball Z, and GT character? I think the review says something that there's like 160 characters. And I'm sure a lot of them are like, you know, shadow characters, but like, man, like Smash Ultimate isn't even up to that point yet, or is it? I'm not a fighting game kind of. I don't follow fighting games that much, so. Okay, Smash Ultimate's up to 80. Okay, well that's not nothing. That's still a lot. It's still probably more than you realistically need. This is a dead end. You can tell because it has the vents on the floor. How can I tell? Because this is all the rooms. It's randomly generated, so you just get you get familiar with the rooms. You can just tell, like, this one is not a dead end because there's a vent up there with goop coming out of it, but there wasn't vents like on the side here. So, you know, and also the camera angle is slightly different. This dungeon's a bit of a slog, so you spend a lot of time here. seen the elevator before, so I'm going backwards. It might be time to start taking the map down, because this level is getting a little too complicated for me. And I was not fucking paying attention. I found the loot room in this floor, right? Yeah. So I might be near the beginning, which might not be so bad. Or what? Oh shit! So I left the loot room and went the wrong way. Man, I was that close to the. I was so close to the next floor. Okay, cool. 49. T. Holy shit, dude! I was finding these rooms so easy. Ooh, only 2 though. They're both gonna be monsters. Look at this. Oh. Bullet cap. Oh, cool. Man. That's always nice. Oh, I haven't even had a chance to use my first strike yet. Ever had an exit that had a... Ever had a floor that had the exit right at the entrance? No, because each floor needs to have an elevator, a loot room, entrance, and an exit. Just jump right into them. So they're always... Yeah, they're designed to be a little more complicated than just that. I could probably use a heal. I've seen these guys a bit. Not even worth it. Maybe a medicine 4 will be worth it. Okay, just want to get the H out of here so we can get this next floor. I piss medicine 2 in the morning, man. 3 pence medicine 2 is just nothing to me. Medicine 4s, I don't waste my time. Let's go up. Oh. I thought that was actually the exit. I thought you were really excited. I think every 10th floor, the boss floors, I think those are all the same. And I think you can find a fact online that like runs it. So people have mapped out those. There we go. Yeah, there we go. 50. And we rolled through them 40s. Rip through them. So, we got a boss coming up. Usually the boss floors are pretty simple, straightforward. But I glanced at the FAQ on GameFAQs, and it does look like the boss floors do get a little more complicated the higher you get. But I was always under the impression that really level 50 is the the demarcation. That's the line where it starts getting real. But honestly, other than losing my way, the biggest challenge of the Chrysler building for these first 50 levels so far has just been getting lost, finding your way. So I would welcome a bit of a challenge. We will see. We'll put their name to the test. Also, this song, someone said, only appears briefly in the subway area, so I'm actually not too familiar with it. Nice to rock out to a song I'm not familiar with. Though I think the music in Parasite Eve is pretty uniformly rad. This first strike is nice. Oh, double crits. Wasting my time. Careful what you wish for. I didn't wish for it. I said I would welcome it. I didn't rub a lamp. The monkey paw didn't curl a finger. I just said I would welcome. How much junk? I'm done. I'm done with junks. I did my junk run already. It's best to do your junk run on the first 10 floors and get your 300 junk before you beat the first boss, because once you do, those enemies never show up again, and you have to kind of grind for junk elsewhere in the main game. And you can do that, but like it is way more difficult, way more time consuming. I think there's a couple enemies in the museum that give you junk. There's enemies in the Central Park that give you junk, but like you want to find a room that looks like this on the first 10 floors, because this is the room that looks like this is where you can get the fight that has 5 crows, and you want to equip your club number 2 so you can try and steal 5 junk from the crows and then kill them to get 5 more junk. So optimally you can get 10 junk. It is possible. Earlier in the stream I tried to show it off. The game was not cooperating. But honestly, farming for junk, it took a couple hours, but it didn't really. It wasn't so time consuming. Definitely a podcast game. Ooh, yeah. See, if I was farming for junk, this would be a great spot, because I can sandwich myself between 2 long north to south rooms, and just go between those 2 rooms and try and get random battles. Elevator. We haven't found the loot room yet. I wonder if there's that T intersection a little ways back. I wonder if going down is where the loot room is, or if the loot room will be close to the boss room. Boss rooms are always entered from the north, or you exit from the north to enter on the south. That is. Chameleons in the museum having junk. The museum's a great place. I covered this earlier in the stream, but the museum's a great place to level up, to grind for experience. But kind of a problem with this game is that this game just does not have a lot of random battles, which means you can get through the normal campaign really quickly. But for grinding and this late game stuff, it is kind of a bummer. It's a little cramped. Central Park boss is a little cramped. Is that the where you're on the? Oh, sweet. You're on like the horse carriage, and you're like having a fight with Eve on this like tiny little square. No. There's that one time they did like 300 damage. Oh wait, so this one gave me ammo and not a revive. Does that mean that this is going to be another monster? Oh, cool, alright. HP max up. AT down? 65, 67, 37. Oh, shit. That's even better than... It's better than what I have now. Yeah, 6577. Oops. There's a better way to compare. Yeah, there's 65. Fewer critical, but more energy. 45 versus 37, though. That's actually a pretty substantial difference. So I think actually this armor is better than the CR suit here. Unfortunately, we're not interested in the plus and minuses, or the plus column. We really just want the base column. You can't really see that from just selecting these. Actually, probably an easier way to do this is to compare this way. SV suit. Whew, man, 15 more on critical. Only 1 more on parasite energy and 10 more on armor. That's pretty good. I'll figure this out later. Oh, thank you for the Prime sub. Jewel Manji? Jewel like you vaping? Vaping's bad for you. Oh, I need to oh, crap. I didn't even see what it gave me, but maybe it was new. Heal. I have a chance to get to another random battle before the boss fight, so I get my Parasite energy up. I think it was safe to say that PE1 was an RPG with Resident Evil vibe, and PE2 was a Resident Evil game with an RPG vibe. Yeah, no, I agree. I feel like Parasite E1 was Square saying, let's make a game like Resident Evil, and Parasite E2 was Square saying, let's make Resident Evil. It's even the same scenario writer. Hold on, I want to get into another fight and get my Parasite energy up before I just jump into that. Oh, I should reload my gun as well. But that is the boss fight. That is the boss room. And I would like to maybe get some a little more magic before I jump into it. It's a little more unique visually. I mean, yeah, it definitely looked a lot better. I think the monster design was pretty cool, but I don't know. I did the gameplay of it, and just kind of to me, it was just a bummer game to play. I thought the story was super weak. Am I gonna get into a fight here? Come on, it's gonna be 2 fights so I can get my magic up. PE1 is kind of like RE meets Vagrant Story. Yeah. Or I think it's kind of like RE meets Vagrant Story, also a little bit of like Chrono Trigger. Because Vagrant Story was several years later. There we go. Vagrant Story is a game I've always wanted to. I played it many times. I bought it when it was new. And I felt like when I was, maybe it was just too dumb as a kid, but I never felt like I got Vagrant Story. I never understood how that game was supposed to work. Like, it looked and sounded like pretty amazing for the time. And it seemed like it was really deep and had a lot of shit going on, but there's something about it I never was able to actually, it never clicked with me. Alright. Let's reload. Okay, I got medicines. I got full cures. I got revives. I got a full recover. All right. Boss number 5. Floor 50. This is new, I think. What do you do? You want to attack or not? 105, that's it. Let's go. Wow. You're a big old fly. You must do more than just swat at me with your attack. Oh. Ooh, you dropped a piece of spam. Is that thing growing and getting bigger? Oh, that sucks. Oh, okay. And I'm poisoned. All right, this is... All right. Let's, detox. And heal. Oof. Not fucking around with that attack. Got the magic for it? I don't want to do that. What? It's a mile away. Oh, now you're mad? Now you're hopping mad? Let's heal up. Oh, I thought it was... Shit, 315? I got those revives. Wow. Oh, shit, just laid another one? Alright. Ooh. Okay, so there is a time limit before. I feel like this fight might go on for a long time. So I need to be really, really far away. In fact, I might even try and never do 4 like that. Oh, I see it. Oh, it's growing off. Oh, shit. Is it better to just maybe kill this thing before it has a chance to grow up? Oh, fuck. Oh, gosh. Cox does not cost much. You can't shoot the larva before it's born, unfortunately. Oh, fucking hey, man. Oh, the range on that thing. All right, I think that's my last revive. Okay. This thing starts growing a larva, then we're gonna be in big fucking trouble. Dude. Okay, it's not growing another larva. Twice. Yep. Fuck. Hard to get a read on them. Yeah, I'm gonna use my full recovery. Dude. Gotten too weak. My armor is definitely too weak too. Shit. Yep. There it goes. All right. Okay. Well, that is the first time I've actually died. So, all right. About time for the for this building to kind of show up. Okay. I want to mess with these trading cards. I haven't done the trading cards and stuff yet, because every time you turn one in, it puts 2 more slots on stuff, and I really don't want to dedicate all these extra slots to, you know, armor that it kind of sucks. So, okay. What's up, Wayne? Let's, item. And let's, take... Let's turn all these in now. Because also you get, items from Wayne. Oh, you know what I like to do when I'm doing this? Go to my controller settings and move to digital, because then you can use the D-pad. Much faster than having to always use the analog. Cool. Oh, like a tune-in. Does a tune-up fan? Okay. Tune-up weapon. One-of-a-kind card. Oh, make me exercise? Sure. I'll just add slots onto here. It's gonna take Wayne a second to clink clack, clink clack. Oh, launch pad, you wanna go? Fine. There you go, bud. Okay. Got my big old bar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. Just a 10-pound bar. Good stuff. Oh, guys, are going to go back and do this every single time? We might be here a little bit. Whoa, mama. It's Johnny Bravo over here. Let's get a bunch of slots on my armor. If you turn in enough cards, then he gives you like a tool device that gives you unlimited. You basically get unlimited tools, and then if I think it's like 10 or 12. Oh, I can't do any more to this? I guess I'll add more slots to this guy. He's the happy video game nerd. Not anymore. Do I have to tune up something for him to accept it? All right. This is why I wanted to wait to turn all these in. Whoa, mama. Let's pile onto this, I guess. Johnny Bravo is great. Which seasons 2 through 4 came out on DVD? Yeah, I thought a bunch of it came out. I borrowed. A friend of mine had the DVD set for Johnny Bravo, and that show's pretty funny. But Cartoon Network is really, really bad about getting their stuff on DVD. Cartoon Network is really, really good about like green lighting really interesting and fun shows, and then kind of not knowing what the hell to do with them. Really hoping that Infinity Train gets another season. All 4 came out in Australia? What? Well, then, like, get your PC to be a region free or something like that. Or if it's to an Australian region. No. You're a babe, Aya. Thank you. Wow. I need to pull out some equipment. So I can put more slots on shit. And for a hot minute, there were rumors that The Rock was going to be in a Johnny Bravo movie. Disney's pretty bad about getting their shows on DVD as well, though Disney Plus, I don't mind. Yeah, I mean, like, a lot of good Cartoon Network shit is on HBO Max now. But, I don't know, man. I don't like to depend on digital media. Oh, wait. You're a babe. No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, 9. Okay, so it must be when you have 10. Okay. Why do I have this? This is garbage. Why do I have it? Might as well just junk it right now. Yeah. I definitely need some anti-poison if I'm going to be fucking with that boss. Or what I should do, what I probably should have done was I definitely should have junked. I should have upgraded my armor. So okay, it's not really worth it to then cash all those in just yet. So actually, I'm gonna go ahead and load. I'm gonna load. Since I kind of wasted those extra slots, but I do think I can put some extra slots on the stuff I'm gonna be using. I should definitely put some slots on my gun. Might as well. But really, I just need to... It might be worth it to actually do floors like 41 through 50 again, and then try and head out. Let's give it a shot, though. Let's give it another shot. Okay. Scratch that out. Let's jump back. Okay, let's do it again. One more time. All right. Splash face there. Some water. Another 2 hours. Here we go. It only took. I've been streaming for 2 hours, or an hour and 50 minutes. I spent the first hour or so, kind of showing y'all how I was grinding for junk. So hopefully it won't take. Hopefully only take another 45 minutes, hour. Still sad this never came out in the PAL regions. Yeah, man, but now there's emulation and stuff like that. I still recommend this game. Get it, play it any way you can. I didn't see the number. Come on, there it is. Still should be on PSN. Is it? If it never came out physical in the PAL region, did the digital version come out in PSN? I'm playing on the PS3 right now. I think that's still available if you have a PS3. You're a hardware junkie, buying an NTSC unit and going that route. Yeah, that's cool. I always, I don't know, when I think about like people that are really into physical media, at a certain point, owning a game physical with how, you know, disc rot and those types of things are, it's really worth it to question if buying physical copies of PlayStation 1 of disc games is really worth your time. And then buying also when you buy a physical game, that money's not going back to the developers, the publishers. It's just you're just putting that money in the pocket of that reseller. And they got they have a product, they got to sell it. It has a value, and that's totally fine. But at a certain point, maybe because I don't really care that much about trying to get the best graphics and the most realistic and all. I kind of just don't care so much about the look of the game so much as I can play the game. It's not a huge issue to me. There's really nothing wrong with emulation. And also, I just moved, and that'll definitely make you realize like how much shit do I own. A lot of shit. Maybe I should try and have less shit. All right, 41. Here we go again. He wants us all to be together, Grace. But, yeah, so.
I'm doing the dishes.
Oh, okay.
How was the run?
I got to the boss and I died.
No!
I died. It was a bug that kept on laying eggs and like duplicating itself. And before I really understood that, I was like, oh shit, I'm running out of items and stuff. So I'm going back again.
Is the map the same though?
No.
Oh.
If for any reason you ever leave the Chrysler building, all floors are different. Not that I was really taking like maps and notes on them anyway. It wouldn't have done me any good if they'd stayed the same.
So what floor are you on now?
41. Yep. I died at 50.
I guess this is that Chrysler life.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still better than like 5 hours of junk collecting.
Yeah. Or your what was the thing you were doing on Persona 5? Like the Phantom Dungeons or whatever, where you're running around with the Scooby-Doo fan.
Yeah, I forget what they're called.
Oh, people are talking that Persona 3 is basically just a like one dungeon that's a tower.
Oh really?
Yeah.
5 was my first Persona.
Mementos? Is that what it was?
Yeah, it was people's memories. Right?
I thought you were doing a side
I mean, I only
side
put 90
dungeon.
hours into that game, Derek. I can't be
Yeah.
expected to remember the thing I spent 50 hours
Yeah,
doing.
yeah. Oh shoot, I didn't find the loot room on this one, so I'll come back to it.
Did you lose the loot that you found?
No, yeah, there's no
So-
checkpoints. It's only saves.
Oh.
So that's I started over. Yeah, P5 has mementos with the Morgana van.
Yeah, this will be in. It's kind of like how Mike is a helicopter.
Yeah,
I'm a van.
Mike in Resident Evil 4. The iconic Resident Evil 4 character, Mike the helicopter guy. He knows a good bar. Leon was gonna buy him drinks.
Mike!
Yeah,
No!
he's so upset. Drinks are on me. I know a good bar.
Well, I'm gonna watch TKO and do some
Okay.
dishes.
Okay.
With
that
Take
one.
the dog.
Take the dog. Take Buddy. Bye, dog. Yeah, Mike. Leon's so upset. So upset when he dies. Dude, you just met. Okay, we found the loot room in 42. Ooh, five chests. Hell yeah. On my way. Nah, rocket. Useless. Range +4. Now we talking. Oh yeah, this is some pretty rocket armor. Offense +4. Damn. Mother may I. Okay, this actually is not that great. Not great. Not great. P3. I have both copies of Persona, both versions of Persona 3. I've not played either of them. I think I just gotta get kind of intimidated when an RPG. It's like not only is the it's like Persona games. Not only are they like 200 hours, they also take like 10, 15 hours to really get going. Hell yeah! All right, we're on floor 43 now. Oops. Oh, thank you for the follow. Dash Mo or Dash Moe. We got this cool song again. You really need to have time for those games. I know, and it's like it's hard to commit to. I mean, I guess like if the RPG really, really grabs me, I don't mind playing like I don't mind playing an RPG for several hundred hours, but it really needs to grab me. Persona 4 games are a black hole. Much like this Chrysler building. Oh, Shin Megami Tensei 4 on Twitter. I did not like that game. I found it extremely tedious. There are a couple of bosses that were like, roll the dice and hope this one boss doesn't do this one attack that will let them attack over and over and over again. And then I beat like the Minotaur boss that's like early on in the game. I remember spending like hours and hours grinding to try and just be able to beat that one boss. Same enemies over and over again. And I was kind of under the impression that I was still kind of in the early tutorial segment of the game anyway. Then I finally beat that boss, and then like 3 minutes later, another boss just as hard, and I was just like, I don't have the fucking time for this. Just I have to grind forever, and then I also have to it's not only do I have to grind forever, it's a literal gamble. I have to just, my luck also has to be right. And it's just not my shit. So Shin Megami Tensei 4, I think I did put like, maybe 20 hours or something into it. I took with me, I went on a trip last year, and I brought it with me on a trip, and we were doing lots of driving around, so I was just like in the back seat playing. Trying to fight this boss over and over again. Grinding and grinding, and then trying the boss again, losing again. And I was just like, this is just not fun. So, yeah. Shin Megami Tensei 4 on 3DS, I really didn't like it. Persona, Shin Megami Tensei, Fire Emblem. Oh, Grace really likes Fire Emblem. Grace has been playing. I think Grace has beaten 3 houses twice now. She's working her way through the 3rd house, or something like that. She even bought some DLC. Grace loves strategy games. She just gets them up. Like, it's almost a problem sometimes. She put a couple 100 hours into the Breach, and I was like, you need to play other games, or you need to do something else. Hey, all right. Floor 44. Okay, we're making up for time here. Derek's so controlling. No, it's just we have other games, and I also like she'll play games, and she'll get to a point where like she'll be playing Into the Breach so much, she's just like, yeah, I don't know, I'm just playing it because I don't know, like, it just becomes like a comfort food thing. It's like she needs a push. Like, no, you should try to play something else. Some Fire Emblem, a love simulator nowadays. That's what she really likes, honestly. It's strategy with, like, you know, lovey-dovey, you know, romantic stuff. Addiction is a terrible thing. Yeah, I don't know if it's quite full on addiction, but she's just like, yeah, I don't know. This is. That's 2 in a row we haven't found anything for. We're not 2 in a row, but 2 floors they haven't found the loot on. But we're just gonna get to floor 50 and then hike it back on down. So. Played the Lang Risers 1 and 2 on PS4. No. There was a game that came out on Game Pass, Nowhere Prophet, I think. Actually, she got really into Dead by Daylight. And then she actually had a game that was really tense, and she actually hurt her wrist because that game is a lot of pushing and holding of shoulder buttons, and she needed to play a game that didn't have a whole lot of controller movement. So she played Nowhere Prophecy for on Game Pass, which is kind of like basically like Magic the Gathering, more or less. She played that for a long time, and then she got onto Fire Emblem. My wife is the same. She loves games with multiple choice stories. She loves simulated strategy. Can't fault her, but it's all she plays sometimes. I'll toss something. Just she doesn't go insane. Yeah, I guess I definitely will. I've learned to bounce off games when I'm not having fun. I'm a firm believer in, I'm a firm believer in, like, if you don't like a game, also if you're done with the game, move on. I play other games. That's kind of a problem with like a lot of modern games nowadays, because some games just never end. And you know, they're just kind of made to be this thing you constantly log into and play every day, and it's like, no, I just want to beat the story mode and do a couple of other things and get a couple of achievements maybe, and then move on, you know? Didn't even give me a revive. Just rude. Just rude. Whoa! That's pretty cool. 48, 54, 27. Alright, so that'll be good to junk later. Pull off all the status effects. But not really useful to us now. Okay. Man, we're already on floor 45. But in this run so far, we haven't gotten any trading cards. That is that's a problem. But we still have 2 floors that we somehow didn't get any we didn't get the loot room for, so. Oh, did I? Kingdom Hearts 1. I have Kingdom Hearts 1 for PS2. Yet to start it. No idea how it is. Kingdom Hearts did not really ever do it for me. Oh yeah, Grace got Kingdom Hearts 3. She got the big, like, deluxe collector's edition. I think she really liked it at first, and then by the end. I think she was playing Persona 5 until Kingdom Hearts came out, and I think she kind of stopped playing Persona because of Kingdom Hearts. And it was more of like, she just kind of got tired of it and didn't want to do anymore, even though she was about 20 or so hours away from the end. But I think with Kingdom Hearts, she just kind of begrudgingly finished it. I kind of got the sense she didn't really super enjoy it. It certainly didn't seem as though it was a game they were actively working on for 15 years or however long it was. Kingdom Hearts 3. She also bought like the Kingdom Hearts like 2.8 HD collection. So technically, if she wants to just dive into so much Kingdom Hearts, we do have it, but why would you do that? Why would you do that to yourself? I think I was too old when Kingdom Hearts came out. I just wasn't that angsty anymore. Didn't do it for me. Hell yeah, there we go. 46. Much faster so far. Can you play Kingdom Hearts in Japanese? Depends which version, right? Because didn't the American version of Kingdom Hearts have a bunch of improvements? And then they re-released Kingdom Hearts in Japan with the improvements that the American version got. Never thought it was angsty. Yeah, maybe maybe I just was seeing a lot of Kingdom Hearts shit. It was very hot topic. And how the one guy, his heel turn, which you can see a billion miles away. I think Kingdom Hearts was catering to a very specific style, and that is fine, but it just really did not appeal much to me. I understand they made a lot of those games. And I was rooting for Kingdom Hearts. You know, I was rooting for it. Like I was hoping that game would come out. I was hoping it would be good. You know, I didn't begrudge people who really like those games and were. I mean, I had a lot of fun when Kingdom Hearts 3 came out. Like every every publication and YouTuber made a gigantic story breakdown recap. I had a lot of fun watching all of those videos. I like that analogy. Kingdom Hearts is a very hot topic. Probably why I didn't really get into Final Fantasy 7 or Final Fantasy 8 kid. Final Fantasy Squall is angsty as fuck in that game. kind of to an annoying degree. You're just like, whatever, I don't care. Like, both Squall and Cloud are both just sort of like, whatever, I don't care. Oh, I got bonked. Never had I been so bonked. Squall's classic tsundere. Derek is all about bad games. Yeah, but I still have, you know, I still have taste. I still have stuff that I'm into and stuff that I'm not. Kind of like, you know, just very poor, janky games are fun in their own way. Offense +2. Ooh. Oh, shit, that was like, this is like the really good armor I was kind of looking for, huh? It's a nice-ass handgun. Yeah, 55, 61, 30, and this was 65, 62, 45. Damn. Oh, I gotta write these down. These numbers are just, I'm too dumb to remember all these numbers here. And this game doesn't have a really good way to kind of compare easily. Yeah. So that is 10 more defense. Actually, 1 less PE, Parasite Energy Protection, but 15 more critical protection. So I can go back and I can buff this thing and make it something really fucking good. Cool. All right. I guess that's one of the things I was hoping to get in this run. Yes, 46. I got that. I love The World Ends With You. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I got that for Grace for on DS. She played the shit out of that too. I think she got it on. I got it for her on DS because the Wii version was coming out soon, and she had played it as a kid and wanted it again, so I got it for her for Christmas, I think, for her birthday. And she played the crap out of it, and then she was like, "Okay, I'm gonna get the Switch version." And then a friend of mine got the Switch version, and then she played it and came to the conclusion like, she doesn't really need it, so she didn't get the Switch version after all. Still no cards. Yeah, no, that's gonna be a problem because you can't go through and like these rooms don't repopulate with treasure. So but floors 41 and 44, we didn't get the rooms there, so there's still potential. Here's not as good on Switch. Yeah, because it's a game you can play like almost entirely with the touch screen, right? Did I come from down? Right. Am I going backwards? Yeah, because I've already seen the elevator. So I think the way home is up. 8 was superior to 7 in my opinion. I respect people who prefer the other titles. I mean, I think at the time, like when 7 first came out, it was so, I thought it was way overrated. The game was fine, but people were just like freaking out about it. And it really just came to me as a sense that people just had never played an RPG before. And it was their first big RPG. And I was a big turbo nerd, and I was like, FF7 is all right. FF6, I think, is a better game. Better story, way better story. And then, I thought FF8 was fine. I've actually beaten FF8. I've gotten to the second disc of FF7 a couple of times, and I always just kind of bounce off of it. I do kind of want to get the the remake, but man, I think FF7 remake came out when like Doom and Resident Evil and Animal Crossing. There's that like insane, like right when quarantine and stuff happened, a bunch of really good games came out. And I just didn't have time. And I think people just didn't like FF8 because they didn't realize that, yo, when Square makes a Final Fantasy game, they go from scratch. Up to that point, they did at least. But it was like every Final Fantasy game was like, all right, complete fresh slate. Let's go back to the drawing board. And I think people were like, where's Cloud? Where's Sephiroth? You know? And didn't really ever give FF8 a chance. But it was, I mean, it was new and it was different. It was trying weird shit. Like, had a weird Pokemon mechanic. You know, you had to like Pokemon catch your magic spells, and it was a weird system. And the GFs and stuff where you had to like hold select and, or it was like you hold triangle and hammer on select to try and get like to reach like, you know, 1,000 before the animation was done. It was kind of weird, but like that's what Square was doing every single time. It was a new game, new experimentation. And so I think by that token, FF8 was fine, but because it because it had to follow up FF7, it kind of always, I don't know how people feel about it now, but I used to frequent Game Facts all the time in the early aughts. And that's all people were talking about. 48 now. The Game Facts used to have big community votes where people would vote on like the best video game characters of all time. And I think between like the years of like 2000 and 2005, 2004, they had at least two. They had two of those. They held two of these big voting things, I think. And both times, Cloud and Sephiroth were voted as the two greatest video game characters of all time. And I remember just being like, just, you know, what was the picture of the guy ripping off his headphones? Like that was just like, no. Facts have the most hilarious explanations of the FF8 time travel theories. I haven't played that game in such a long time. I do recall, like, I remember that in Silent Hill. My high school girlfriend at the time, we used to talk about like what those games really meant because they were like very, very open. They were kind of difficult to really nail down. Damn, man. Sweet, there are my 2 cards. Physical education +2. Super tool. Oh, cool. I'm getting largely about the same shit here. Okay. Now that I have a super tool, I'm going to put on my new jacket. Super tool. Parameters will remove. Boop. Nice. SP armor 1. Awesome. It's insane how multi-billion-dollar games became. $200,000 opening weekend. I'm going bankrupt. I remember when Resident Evil 6 came out, and the reviews for it were not good. And I think Capcom was bragging like, yeah, we've shipped 5 million copies of Resident Evil 6. We have lost money. Like, it was not a... It was like, we have only shipped 5 or 3. I forget what the number was, but shortly after Resident Evil 6 came out, Capcom was like, we've only shipped several million, but not 100 million, so we're in trouble. And that was definitely part of the conversation of like, man, game budgets are swelling to too big. And this is like on the cusp of like PlayStation 4 was coming out. It's like, how much bigger are these like budgets gonna get? How much more, how larger are they gonna swell? But I think that's why we see a lot of indie games now, because it's just like there's the Call of Duties, the Assassin's Creeds, and then a ton of really cool indie games, because there's really no room for like the middle tier, the like, you know, the single A game or the B game, you know. Oh, thank you for the follow. A couple follows the last few minutes. I'm sorry, I've been so into chatting. And they still were with Resident Evil 7. Yeah, I think they were a little more bullish with Resident Evil 7. They were like, we need to break, you know, 9. I think at first they were like, man, Resident Evil 7's got to start pulling. We really should do more. And then Monster Hunter World, just, you know, I think is sitting at 20 million between Monster Hunter World and Monster Hunter World Iceborne. I think if Capcom had any money troubles, you would like to think that Monster Hunter World has been keeping the fucking lights on. And I think also the Resident Evils have been selling well. Like Resident Evil 2 Remake outsold original Resident Evil 2, you know? I think Resident Evil 3 didn't sell that well, which is unfortunate, because Resident Evil 3, RE3 Remake I was actually really impressed with. I think it's funny that RE6 is one of the best-selling RE games now. Yeah, it just, they kept on pushing it onto every new system. But yeah, RE6 is now, isn't it like they're like number 2 or number 3 best-selling game? Sad that Resident Evil 5 is their second best-selling game. I think before Monster Hunter Worlds, Resident Evil 5 was their best-selling game. That's kind of a shame. I didn't think Resident Evil 5 was that good. Even though I was a huge fan of Resident Evil 4, and I was super looking forward to it. There might be footage of me saying that Resident Evil 5 is going to be worth the wait. It'd be awesome. I've said that in the video. You thought it was super fun co-op. That's probably why you liked it. For me, it just got a little too dumb. And it was... like, Resident Evil 4 really pushed the action angle. Resident Evil 5 was like, we're not even trying to be a horror game anymore. We are an action game. We're 100% trying to make an action game. And I got to the fight when you fight... Wesker, you fight Jill, I'll never say it, and it was just something. It was just, it was too dumb. It was like the Resident Evil movie dumb. I do not like the Resident Evil movies. Wow, that was a lot of straight this year. Yeah, RE5 was a good game. Was a bad Resident Evil game. Yeah. And then Resident Evil 6, like, tried to sort of double down. Tried to have it both ways. I've never actually played it, but I've always heard that Resident Evil 6 is just like a gigantic bloated mess. You know, they tried to do Resident Evil 4 again, and they couldn't. Oh, wait a minute. We didn't find the room here in this floor, did we? Well, this is floor 50. they made another Dino Crisis, would you prefer something like Dino Crisis 1 or 2? Man, I think Dino Crisis 1 is almost Dino Crisis 1 is almost the greatest survival horror game ever made. But Shinji Mikami loves his dumb puzzles, and give Dino Crisis 1 an actual compelling story, and ease back a little bit on the stupid puzzles, and you have a fantastic game. I feel like Dino Crisis 2 was just like Mercenaries mode, the video game, you know? It was like Extreme Battle Mode, the video game. Which is fine, but I don't think the world is really like hurting for that anymore. Shinji Mikami hates stories in his games. He does. You ever played the Evil Within? You want to talk about a mess? Evil Within 1 is like so many brilliant, great ideas just fighting for elbow space in a game that is overstuffed. There's so much in that game. And because they basically found a way to make like The Matrix into a horror game, I think Shinji Mikami was like, yay! I don't gotta worry about story then. Like apparently it's all there, but man, yeah, that game was just a slog. Evil Within 2 is a better game, 2000%. Vanquish is pure unfiltered Mikami. I've been meaning to go back to P&O 3, which is such a terrible game, but you can kind of see the brilliance of it. You can kind of see that Shinji Mikami brilliance in it. But yeah, Vanquish is a game I need to play more of. I think I actually have Vanquish on this PS3. And Shinji Mikami didn't have any hands on Bayonetta, right? That was 100% Hideki Kamiya. I mean, Hideki Kamiya was a pupil of Mikami. But like, man, Bayonetta is such a fucking wildly creative game. Oh, every single gun in Resident Evil 5, when you upgrade it, it just has infinite ammo? I don't think I knew that. Vanquish is fantastic. It's like the perfect port of an arcade game that was never made. It's super short though, right? Bayonetta is Hideki Kamiya's thing. And he does have more respect for story in that game. Yeah. I mean, story. Right? I mean, Kamiya games have story, but like, you know. You know. Vanquish is like 5 hours. Yeah, that's unfortunate, yeah. So I probably should play it, and that we can get over it really quickly, you know? Monster! I don't think Vanquish's camera has aged very well. That came on a PS4 pretty recently. Ooh, 65, 67, 37. Oh yeah, this suit is slightly better. Yeah, it has 2 more, it's like 5 more PE energy, but 8 less on critical. So this suit's actually not that great. But how did the, because when Wonderful 101 came out, the HD version of that game got some terrible reviews. Did the Vanquish HD get decent reviews? So I think this is the boss right here, right? I think the boss is... Yeah. But we are not ready for that. Plus, we have 3 floors we did not find the loot rooms on. And we got our 2 trading cards, which gives us 11. 11 total. Got Vanquish on PC, then went back to the PS3 version, and oh my god. Is it way worse? Night and day difference on how playable it is. You hear that many of the Wii U ports were not as good as the originals. Yeah, like Zombie U. They released Zombie U on the PS3, PS4. And half the fun of that game was having the gamepad in your hand. And I played all of Breath of the Wild on the Wii U. And that was totally fine. Some frame rate issues on that version for sure, but that port's just fine. Darksiders 2 on the Wii U is still my favorite way to play because the gamepad keeps the flow of shit so much quicker. The Darksiders games are wild. All of them are really, really weird. I've been meaning to get into them. I think spread across multiple PSN, because I've had PSN for so many years. I think I own the first 3 at least like 2 times over. Lego City undercovered the gamepad, which used very well with it. Not only is the gamepad rad, just like it's big, it's beefy. It's just like the buttons are big and chunky. It just feels good in your hands. I got kind of excited for Age of Calamities, so I actually dusted off my copy of Hyrule Legends that I've had for a couple of years. Oh, sorry, Hyrule Warriors, my bad. Hyrule Warriors. And that game slaps. That game's still hella fun on Wii U. It doesn't have all the DLC, but like there's already enough game in that game. That's another example of like you could play Hyrule Warriors for like 300 hours if you wanted to unlock and get everything. Or you can just put about like 15, 20 or something, you know, and get your fill. I like the fact you don't have to keep pausing to menus. It's like how 3DS Ocarina of Time fixed the water temple by just having a touchscreen. Yeah, the water temple in Ocarina of Time was always like the worst part of that game, and it was never because it was too hard. It was just a slog. It was just like trying to figure out what to do, and then you go, okay, I gotta go over here to flip to push this water button. I gotta put on these boots. Oh, thank you for the follow. Missed that. Thank you. So this is we're on 49 right now, and we need to find the loot room here. Also, not only the water temple sucks, and then after that you go to the Gerudo Valley, and there's a mini dungeon before the next dungeon in the desert there, and the stealth area, you get the stealth through that dungeon, sucks. The music in that area is amazing, but the camera in that game is not very good, and stealth just doesn't work in in that Zelda game. Even like early in Ocarina of Time, when you have to like stealth past the guards to get to the to get to see Zelda. Even that kind of sucked. But like they made a whole like dungeon out of it in right after the water temple. That was my big recollection of the last time I sat down and played all the way through Ocarina. Was the two worst parts of that game were back to back. I think that was the first time that I felt like I think that Ocarina was the first time like shoehorn stealth was in a game. I feel like that hadn't really existed. You know, there was Tenchu and Metal Gear were around the corner, or I think shortly before or after. Oh shit, no. Metal Gear actually came out after Ocarina, didn't it? Ocarina was 98. Metal Gear Solid was 99. But at any rate, like, after that, the trend of shoehorning stealth into a game that did not fucking need it. You had to restart because you used the keys in the wrong order in the water temple. I don't even know if that's possible. I'm pretty sure that game is made that you can't actually like soft lock yourself. It could have been that like you just couldn't figure out where the hell to go next and you just gave up, which I could see that. Here we go. Found it. Ooh, get into a fight. Oh, is that what they want? Oh, okay. My athletic shorts. Thank you. Did you wash them? Were they in the wash?
No.
Oh,
took
good.
them out before. I don't even know how.
Nice.
It was like the hand of God.
Well, that's good because I was really worried I lost another pair of headphones. Thank you. Don't worry, everybody. Headphones with the damn converter. Thought I had lost it. Saved from the laundry. Bullet cap. Nice. Sweet. All right. Oh, now we just got to go all the way down to 44. And then 41. I came from this way, right? I think I did. When I found that when you beat the boss, then that section of levels you don't get any more random battles. But I found that when you have to backtrack, you get far. Once you've hit the stairs, you have far fewer random battles. I should have been making a map. Now I realized I should have actually been mapping my way since I knew I was going to be backtracking. That's how it goes. Okay, I have this right. Might as well check. Might as well check. Cool. Never tried the Third Birthday. The trailer already looks bad. Third Birthday is like it's fine as an action game, but it's like pretty bad as the story is bad on its face, and then as a game that technically is in this universe, it's terrible. No, thank you, Long Rush. If I could just use the key to take me to the beginning. That'd be so nice. None of the elevators that work until you beat the boss, and then you get the next 10 floors. Third Birthday was the most disappointing game I've ever played. It's yeah, I don't know, man. That game is fucking weird. I feel like a couple of people on YouTube have been like dunking on. Ooh, I'll take that mess. But I feel there's been a couple of new videos coming out, or playthroughs of people kind of dunking on Third Birthday and exposing it for the garbage that it is. Which I don't feel like it was a hot take back then, but I was telling y'all that game sucked back in 2012, man. I was a pioneer. Third Birthday was written by the same guy who wrote Final Fantasy 13. It was also directed by the same guy that did Final Fantasy 15. Like that guy that directed the Third Birthday actually, I guess, went on to do good things. And then when he left Square, they were like, all right, no more DLC for Final Fantasy 15. It's fucking over. Deal with that. I've always heard, yeah, I would get 100 hours into Final Fantasy 13 just when it opened up and then my PS3's hard drive died. Yeah, I always heard that Final Fantasy 13 was such a slog for the first, 100 or so hours, but that after that it did get really good. But I've also heard a lot of people defend Final Fantasy 13 2 and Lightning Returns. I think the world was just like not at all interested in more FF13 by the time FF13 2 and 3 came out. But I do wonder if those games are actually kind of all right on their own. Third Birthday is full of that incomprehensible jargon, Deus Ex Machina bullshit that plagues the 13 games. That the writer is a complete hack. There's... Third Birthday was a goddamn problem. It's a goddamn problem. The action was pretty fun, though. I don't know. Oh, wait, no. Damn it. Should have known. Vents in the floor are always a sign that, on a dead end. FF4 is like 18 hours. Yeah, but FF4 is a lot of tons of random battles, lots of grinding. It's a great game, but at least Super Nintendo original. I think I played the GBA version last, but I didn't get all the way through it. The pacing of Resident Evil 4, Final Fantasy 4, is a bit much. Final Fantasy 3, that's a game that holds up pretty well. 5 and 6, or 5 and 3, depending on what system. Those games handled the pacing, I think, a lot better. Nice. 46. PSP FF4 is a good port. Yeah, we're talking about that in the stream, or I was talking about that somewhere, and somebody was saying that the PSP version, like, kind of like is the maybe like the best version of it. I got the DS version. I never bothered with the PSP version because like I kept on buying that game again because I own it on Super Nintendo, PlayStation, GBA and DS, and I think I've only ever beaten the Super Nintendo version. Like, I love that game, but like it's a bit of a slog. And also, if you know the story and stuff too, it's like, you know, it's a pretty simple story. It's got some really good music, got some really good moments. That the Final Fantasy IV doesn't hold up only because it just got so much of what is now the standard RPG formula right. It just was so influential that it became kind of obsolete. PAL didn't get any Final Fantasy games until 7, and then Mystic Quest on the Game Boy. No, PAL region got Final Fantasy Mystic Quest, which was called something way different in the PAL region. I forget what they ended up calling that. Like Mystic Legends or something like that. It was the reason why Final Fantasy Mystic Quest was called what it was in the PAL region is kind of hilarious, but it's very complicated. Whoa! Back-to-back fights? Come on. Is it Final Fantasy Legend of the Mystic Quest? It's something more ridiculous than that. I don't think it had a Final Fantasy name in it either. Final Fantasy IV, the After Years, is very combat heavy, but interesting mechanic where phases of the moons affect things in battle. Also, wasn't Final Fantasy IV, the After Years a fucking mobile game? Like, it was first out like on flip phones like Java? Because I always remember hearing, because I loved that game growing up, it was like one of the first games I ever really played and got really into when I was younger, so it kind of really like big place in my heart. That there was like a Final Fantasy IV sequel or like a side story, like an extra thing. It was like Japanese only, and it was like only on phones. So there's no way we'd ever get it in America. But that's what it was, you know, in the early aughts when, you know, that something crazy like that. Started on flip phone, then the Wii Shop, and the PSP game and iOS. Okay. Oh, so it was called Mystic Quest Legend? Not Final Fantasy Mystic Quest. Mystic Quest Legend. Which is weird because yeah, Final Fantasy Legend games were like the Saga spin-off games on Game Boy. But those instead were called Mystic Quest in the PAL region. And so they tried to spin Final Fantasy Mystic Quest in the PAL region as a spin-off to the Game Boy games. And the Game Boy Mystic Quest was actually Sega Densetsu 1. Yes, it was the prequel to Secret of Mana. Whoops. It was Sword of Mana. Double fights all into a damn dead end. Can't believe it. I loved FF Legends 2. Yeah, I had FF Legends 2. That's the one that I played the most as well. That game seemed to go on forever, though. And I never was a huge fan of the Saga games, and that like you would change the class of your character constantly. I really liked having RPGs that were kind of like, these are my dudes, this is my crew, and you're the fighter, you're the healer, you're the summoner. I kind of like that. And then it was just weird, like you would eat some food, you'd kill a monster in FF Legends 2, and then a piece of meat would show up, and it's like, you eat the meat, and then your character would transform into a different character altogether, different class altogether, and it kind of might upset the entire balance that you had. You had to collect 72 pieces of a statue. Yeah. I think it tells you that kind of early on. I never know how far I got, but it was like 72? How long is this game? And I think I should look up on how goddamn long these games are. Saga Frontier over 1 and 2. Saga Frontier 1 and 2 over the original Saga games. Yeah. Yes, Sega really came correct on the PlayStation, man. Released the Saga Frontier games and all kinds of wacky shit. Like this, man, like this. Your all-time favorite PS1 games. Wow. I think I only own Saga Frontier 2. I don't know if I've ever played it much. Let's check it out. Sitting on my shelf. Yeah. Sitting on my shelf next to R-Types. Oh, the soundtrack slaps? I'll check it out then. Damn, okay, cool. Wasn't the title screen music goes ba 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 da 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 da. Wait a minute. How did I miss a chest? Oh. Wow, okay. FF Legends 2 is 15 hours long. That's not so bad, I guess. Seems kind of long for a Game Boy, like a original Game Boy game, though. I remember I used to plug in Final Fantasy Legends 2 and just listen to the title screen music, so I thought it was so good. Wait, so the monsters in the boxes, like, they come back? Wow. That is wild. I never did not realize that. That is pretty cool. So all these Saga Frontier fans, have you ever played Unlimited Saga on PS2? Because I have. And what the fuck is that game even? I kind of wanted to go back to that game because it's like it was such a weird goddamn thing. I wonder if it was just misunderstood or if it like just needed to kind of give it some time. But I just remember like plugging it in. My friend got it. I was over at his house. We were playing. He put it in, and like there's like a world map, and I was like just jumping around to like different areas of like some kind of board game thing. It's billed as a Final Fantasy Killer 2. No, it wasn't billed as a Final Fantasy Killer because it was still a Square game, but I think it was like on the back cover of Final Fantasy X. The back of the instruction book was like coming soon, and also whoever made it was like it was like John Carpenter's Unlimited Saga. Like, dude put his name at the top, you know. Like, dude thinks he's Sid Meier, you know. Like Final Fantasy X didn't get it, you know, wasn't someone's big thing. Like whoever made Unlimited Saga was like, I believe in this. Put my name at the top. They need to know who did this, or it was like a huge troll by his friends. Like, dude, this is a terrible game, and we're gonna put your name at the top of it so everyone knows it's your fault. Unlimited Saga is incomprehensible. But I would like to. I've thought about like hunting it down and like poking at it and like see if I can comprehend it. to get a better understanding of like how awful it is. Okay, we're on 44 and we need to find the lit room. Thinking of the last story. But wasn't the last story made by X Square people? And I don't recall the last story being like the Final Fantasy. I thought that was more gonna be Xenoblade Chronicles. Because last story Xenoblade Chronicles and I have it too. Pandora's Tower. Yeah, those are like the three JRPGs for the Wii that came out in the PAL region, but not in America. And it was a huge deal. They were trying to get them to come over. It was like Project Rainfall or something like that. Oh, you think of Lost Odyssey? Okay. Grandia was intended to be a Final Fantasy killer on the Saturn. Depending who you talk to, man. Depending on who you talk to. Operation Rainfall. Thank you. Yeah. A monster! So I was not really missing much in this room. That sucks. 300, man. 375. That's over half my health. So I mean, a tool and 30 ammo. Basically useless. Basically a waste of time. That's how it goes when you grind in RPGs, man. But we are nearing the bottom. Came from this direction, right? I think so. Any chance more retro beats in the future? Nah. Nah, they were a lot of work to make. I know the people that like retro beats really like retro beats, but oh shit. But retro beats, I mean, I put them on my on YouTube, which is probably not the best place for a podcast. But they are like the least viewed things I've ever uploaded. You know. Oh, this dog wants to be buddy. My dog has entered. Recommended a couple tracks on old retro beats. Oh wow. Yeah, retro beats is sometimes a good place for me to learn new music, so to get me less for kind of more modern games that I was not really familiar with. Like someone actually recommended a couple of songs from Nier, and that's a great fucking soundtrack. So I kind of knew about Nier before Nier Automata. Kinda. Everything has a time and place. Might be worth to try in the future for a different audience. I don't know if I had the time for it. It was really just like the amount of time that it took to make it. That was also back when the retro beat, when I was making retro beats. That was a time when I was not really sure what I wanted to do next, and I was really wanted to stop doing HVGN and wanted to move on to other things, but I was just kind of trying. That's when I started doing more game quickies. That's when I started doing getting super nerdy and started doing Is It Really That Bad? I started doing streaming as well with some friends and just. So it was just part of an experiment. The RSS feed I have at Retro Beats. Yeah, a friend of mine helped me set all that up. I don't even know what happened to it. I found all those old files, and I was thinking it might be fun to upload the Retro Beats to like Spotify, but I'd probably take out all the mic breaks. don't know. I've thought about it. It is. It's flattering that people still bring it up though. And every once in a while, it does get a comment or two. People are like, "Wow, this is great." It's like, yeah, thanks, but only so many hours in the day. Cool Delca. Oh, is Cool Delca that like? Isn't that a FromSoft game? And it's like a really rare PS2 game. I don't think I've ever actually played it, but I've seen a lot of videos about it. It really does look like it's up my alley. I should probably just download it. You listen to retro beats when you're grinding hard on games. Well, that's cool, but there's only like 10, 14 episodes, man. Like, thanks, but it's like, man, it's not a whole lot of stuff to go through. What's a PS1 survival horror game? Okay, well, I'm not familiar with it then, no. But that does sound familiar as like a really obscure and kind of hidden gem. I think I've already got this one. Might as well poke my head and just make sure. So we got 2 more floors to go, and then on 41, I need to get the loot on 41. That did a lot of damage. I might need to really prioritize my defensive situation. That may have been what really did me in with the boss. Like, I just realized that most of the enemies in this floor don't do a whole lot of damage. That armadillo just like rolled up and did 145 on me, and that feels like maybe that particular attack is really powerful. I feel like these types of enemies shouldn't be doing that kind of damage. So it looks like even though I'm here in the 40s, I'm at the halfway point of the Chrysler building, I still have a long ways to go. I was also a little worried that I was playing too much of this in my downtime and not streaming enough of it, and I was going to come here and just like, you know, I had nothing to show you, nothing to show y'all. But I will have to play a lot of this in my downtime and then come back next week, which will be, I guess, the last Game Club Parasite Eve stream. But I have always heard that, yeah, this dungeon's really, really fucking hard. Never did try out Grandia 3. I remember Grandia 3 getting pretty weak reviews. Because Grandia 1 was sort of like this, you know, only like nerds knew about it, but it was sort of like, it was like the Final Fantasy VII killer. Like, real gamers were like, FF7's great, but no, that real shit is Grandia. And then for Dreamcast, it was like, you know, Pepsi, Coke, Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, Grandia 2 or Skies of Arcadia was sort of like, you know, you had to pick one. And if I recall, like, I guess I played a bit of Grandia 1. I haven't really played much of Grandia 2. Grandia 2 was pretty well received at the time, wasn't it? It was a higher profile game when it came out. Grandia 1 and 2 are the best. Oh, Breath of Fire talk. Yo, what's the deal with Dragon Quarter? Because I played a bit of Dragon Quarter, and that game seems really interesting. Do people not like Breath of Fire Dragon Quarter because it is just different? Oh, Grandia Extreme is terrible? Isn't Grandia Extreme also just like a very naked, like, it's a very loot-heavy game? I like Dragon Quarter, but people don't like it. Dragon Quarter is a bizarre roguelike RPG before roguelikes, yeah. Okay, that would do it. Like, roguelikes have only been a thing, like, for this decade. But they've been around. Dragon Quarter's mechanics aren't for everyone. It's surprising it's so poorly received. It just, I don't know. I guess I'm not super into the Breath of Fire games on the 2 Breath of Fire games on Super Nintendo are fine. They never really ever were that much to me, to be honest. But I know there's Breath of Fire fans out there for sure. And Dragon Quarter was like kind of seen as like the, you know, the Phantasy Star 3, you know, the black sheep. That's the one we don't talk about. I didn't play it very long. I think it's one day I plugged it in to see what was up, and I don't know. It seemed cool, but yeah, maybe it was just different. Ooh. Oh shit! So I feel like I've gotten basically the same loot as I did last time, right? Did I have 3 cards or 2 cards? I think I only got. Did I get 3 cards? Huh. But I do remember getting this gun because it had the first strike on it. So I feel like even though I died and did this all again, I think this is all the same loop. I had 3 last time. Okay, so it is slightly different. Okay, cool. The Black Sheep is Breath of Fire 6 on mobile. There's a Breath of Fire 6 on mobile? What? When did that come out? I missed that completely. We don't talk about that one. No one talks about that one because I didn't even know it existed. Breath of Fire and SNES had a legendarily bad translation. Breath of Fire 2 had a legendarily bad translation. You can find more about that on a YouTube video called How the West Was Worse about Capcom. But I think the Breath of Fire 1 translation wasn't. I mean, none of those games had good translations, really. But like Breath of Fire 2 was just all bad, all bad. And they didn't fix it for the GBA port. Oh, dead end? Yeah. I tried playing through Breath of Fire 1 on Switch. And I got pretty far in it, but it really felt like it was a very standard RPG. It was good. It was fine. You know, put about like 3, 4, or 5 hours into it because it's kind of fun to have it on the go, but like, yeah. Grace is personally hurt by the translation of the video. No, she's like surprised by it because she played it as a kid and somehow didn't notice. Like, she played the game, like, she must have been like 10, 15 or something like that when she played it. And never noticed how bad the translation was. And she was like in gifted school. She's smart. She's not a dummy dyslexic like me, who's bad at reading anyway. She should have known. Breath of Fire 1 is glacial in terms of pacing. It felt like a very... that's kind of how RPGs were. They were just very slow. It was just, go to this town, go to this dungeon, and then you're going to be at that dungeon for like an hour, 2 hours as you very slowly work yourself through it. With all the random battles and such. Breath of Fire 3 and 4 are the peak of the series. I feel like that's what most people agree with. I forget if I have the third or the fourth one. Where is it? Oh yeah, 3. I have Breath of Fire 3. Okay, now I gotta find the elevator and get the F out of here. And save.
Are you winning, son?
I'm actually, yeah, ready to leave now. Yay! Well, we have learned that the Chrysler building, especially the boss fights, are not to be fucking trifled with. We almost got to floor 50. Well, we did get to floor 50, we didn't pass it. But 50 of 77. Like, I should probably pull up a game fact. There's lots of facts on game facts. And I should probably spend a little more time reading them. I didn't want to read them too extensively because I do kind of like to just jump in. I like to jump in the, in the fire, jump to the frying pan and try and figure it out myself, you know? But it looks like, yeah, this is really not fucking around shit. I'll just read a fact and figure out what I'm going to do. And so hopefully next time I will have a little more progress for you and a little more understanding of, you know, how best to tackle this thing. Because I do still have a ton of, you know, guns and armor that I can junk. I have 5,000 bonus points here. I could probably go to the museum and grind a little more and get to level 37. So I still have a lot of options that I haven't exhausted yet. So I still have a lot to do. Still have a ways to go. It's not impossible yet. I'm gonna go in here and do this stuff. But that's been you know, that's been 3 hours of the Chrysler building, so I feel like that's probably a good time to call it here. I'm just gonna go and let's go save. And also, 3 hours of the Chrysler building. And quite a bit of water. I don't want to surprise you folks. I kinda gotta pee. Can't wait to see you get to the top. I'm gonna get to the top. I'm gonna get to the top for you, alright? It's gonna happen. But we were talking about RPGs. I wonder if anybody is like playing a bunch of cool RPGs right now. We got a bunch of people here. We should probably do a fun raid. This kind of devolved into like JRPG talk, and that was fun. Let's raid somebody who's playing some RPGs. Why not? Why the H not? Let's see. RPG Limit Break is playing Final Fantasy IV right now. Perfect. They do big streams of RPGs, so yeah. They're playing FF4. That sounds great. Start replaying PE2 again. It's still good in your opinion. More power to you. That's all you. All of the Parasite Eve 2 is yours. You can have it. I'm over here enjoying my PE1. Anyway, that's gonna do it. I will see y'all next Wednesday for more spooky stuff. And of course, next Friday is gonna be, I guess, the last Parasite Eve Game Club stream. So don't miss it. Everyone, take care. Wash your hands. Wear a mask. Good night.